Hello everyone! After we talked a bit about how to approach drawing like a painter in our previous video, it's time to continue and actually make an oil painting from it. Today, I also wanted to share with you the basics, how to start painting in oil, what I use, and the approach I found worked best for me. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know that if you like the channel and want to support it, you can now do so by joining me on Patreon. There you will find more videos on drawing, sketching and painting, as well as the real-time process of this oil painting, and more are coming. Alright, first thing first. Solvents. Should we use them or not? My studio is a spare bedroom in the house, so my answer is pretty simple. I don't like solvents. During tons and tons of research, I figured that something like Sennelier Green for Oil is good enough for how I use it. It is supposed to be a plant-based, non-toxic solvent, but I still use it with precautions, just in case. That is, keeping it in a sealed container only to clean brushes at the very end of the process, next to a window. I also like to mix a bit of it inside a very small container together with a bit of walnut oil. Let's say 2 parts solvent, 1 part walnut oil. It really helps, especially at the beginning when you're trying to make paint flow on your canvas. The other medium I use is just walnut oil. It's not as slow drying as safflower oil or poppy oil, but it doesn't change color towards yellow like linseed oil does. But most importantly, it has a way higher flame point than linseed oil, which means almost zero chance for it to self-ignite. But do your own homeworks on this. Paints. You really just need few colors to get started. Because of this, I found it's better to buy professional grade paint from the start. Student grade tend to have more oil than pigment, or various fillers that will just make your beginning experience a pain. The only colors you'll really need to start are titanium white, a yellow like cadmium yellow, or I use Yellow Lake from Jackson Art, alizarin crimson, or any red that goes towards magenta, ultramarine blue, and burnt umber. You can basically mix every color out of these 5, included black. I'm currently working on a quick and easy to understand PDF guide on oil color mixing that I'll be sending for free in the next couple weeks to those of you that join my newsletter. So if you don't want to miss out, consider joining as well. As I tried to paint as free from using solvent as possible, I noticed I was going over tons of paper towels to try and clean my brushes between colors. What I do now, and it works amazingly well for me, is to have 2 small brushes for light colors, 2 small brushes for dark colors, and 2 bigger brushes for large areas, again for light and dark. If I need to go bigger, I just add 1 for each. I've really rarely cleaned my brushes during a painting session since, at the end of the session I will generally use this soap. It really works. Size of the brushes depends on the canvas size, but also on your style. Paint with bigger brushes if you want to be loose, with smaller brushes if you like that extra level of detail. The surface you use will tremendously affect your result. I didn't realize how much it could even change the way you paint when I started. A smoother canvas will help you with the details, however, something very smooth, like gesso on a wooden board, will make your paint glide almost too easily. And it will be very hard to apply paint over paint or try to have some nice blending. Canvas is definitely more forgiving. What I usually go for is a smoother cotton canvas panel or stretched canvas. If you have some extra money to invest, try fine or extra fine linen. Universal prime is fine, oil primed if you want an even smoother surface, but that will also come at an extra cost. Should we make a drawing before starting to paint, or no drawing? It is ultimately your preference. I personally like not to have much of a drawing when starting for a very specific reason. I don't like having everything already laid out in front of me. I like to slowly build up the picture and let the painting tell me what it needs during the process. If you spend time making an amazing drawing as a base, you will start feeling anxious about ruining it or reluctant to paint over it at all. Trust me. Ultimately, palette. When I started painting, I was using a paper palette. It's very convenient. At the end of the painting session, you'll just need to tear the paper and throw it away. I now use a glass palette. It's a slightly nicer feeling, but it's scratched quite easily honestly, and you need to clean it with a blade, and if paint dries on it, you'll need solvent. Well, I hope this video will help you start your journey with oil painting. See you at the next one. Bye.